So on this channel, I don't want people to think that I'm just a guy that would be a naysayer, someone that would always critique people for no reason. That's not why I'm here. I actually want to promote British values. And when I say British values, I do actually just mean English values, because let's be honest, that's where most of these values come from. The Scottish people, you're very nice people. The Welsh are very nice people. The Northern Irish, they're very nice people. I live in England though, and I want English values to be part of my country. England. So when I talk about my values and the values of my country, I'm primarily talking about England. And like Carl's going to mention in this video, British values themselves, they're very easily co-opted by the not naysayers. What's the word for them? Fucking immigrants that come in this country, right? They're very easy to co-opt the British values and say that they're part of those values, that they're part of this country because they can wave a flag that has multiple colours on it, and therefore they're just as British as you, and therefore just as English as you, or Scottish, or Northern Irish, or Welsh. So there's a disconnect between what I think in my mind, because I grew up under the idea of being British as a good thing, and now what that means to everyone else in this country now, like literally right now. It doesn't mean what it used to. It's changed dramatically, and we're seeing this this conversation change real time in history. And I'm going to get into all of this. Listen to it. It's going to be interesting. I don't want to shit on people. I do believe that all right-wing voices should come together, not separate. I don't care whether you're a Tommy Robinson supporter. I will criticise him, and you should accept that and stop being a little pussy, okay? I will criticise everyone when they say something I disagree with. But when they say something I do agree with, I will also promote that. Tommy Robinson, again, has been amazing on the grooming gang scandals. That Tomo guy, he's doing amazing work right now in France, highlighting the fact that the French government are actually the French government, and we should never trust them, right? Fucking hell, who knew that history was true? That the French are lying little shits, just like their women. And by the way, before you get upset, that is a true fact. Their rates of, what would you call it, adultery, they're way beyond the norm for any other country in the world. In fact, they're so rife. Adultery is so rife in France that they've made identifying your children illegal through DNA tests. That's how fucking rife they are for backstabbing people. Anyway, let's listen to Carl. And then I'll move on to the other points, and hopefully you haven't clicked off yet. You probably have. Anyway, let's keep going.
Is still going, by the way. You may have thought that it died down because it stopped.
Wait.
So the flagging campaign is still going, by the way. You may have thought that it died down because it stopped making the big headlines. But no, it's still going. I mean, here's St. George's Cross that was painting on a crossing only 2 days ago. The BBC is like, oh my God. This was in Audley in Staffordshire, just a very quaint little English village. And this was first spray painted in August. And then the Patriots who did it have come back and done it for a second time. Good.
So I will give Carl massive credit when it comes to highlighting the ground roots support for being English, for identifying as English, for promoting Englishness, right? And English identity. He's very good at this, and he's very good at constantly bringing this up. And I do think he's doing an excellent job doing this. A lot of people in the comments, again, I do read these too much, and I'm going to stop. I'll be honest, guys, because I'm tired of it. It doesn't matter what kind of video you make. You'll always have these people in the comments saying, number one, that you're completely wrong, or you're quizzling, or you don't know anything, or that you've said something that you're not supposed to say. That's fine. But even when you actively support someone, they'll still, for some reason, interpret your words as though you're shitting on someone. And that's not true. So I have to go through the comments like, oh, that's not true. Why are you saying that? Can't be asked. In other words, if you're a nasty little shit in real life that constantly denigrates people, never promotes them, never tries to support people, never tries to build them up, that's the kind of person you come across in the comments. That's why no one likes you in real life, because you're a cunt. Everyone can see it. Even in the comments, you come across as a cunt, okay? And I'm just saying that. Anyway, let's listen more.
Good for them. We encourage residents to show their love for their country in other ways. Ah, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Well, fly a flag if it's done safely. You know what? It's not about taking your direction. That's the point. Right? The point of all of this is saying, this is our country. We're going to do what we want. We're going to have the way we want it to be. This is a statement of this country being the possession of the English people. That collectively, we, the English, own England. So we get to decide. And that's the point. And that's why you're writing this. So, well, I mean, the Labour Council would just really like it if you didn't. Oh, is that so? Oh, sorry, Labour Council. You must have mistaken me for someone who doesn't think you're a fucking traitor and who isn't looking forward to the next electoral bloodbath you're about to experience as your party collapses in like a fucking harmonica. No.
It's a change in tone from Carl recently from what we've seen before. I remember that he didn't swear quite as much, but also I would say the next electoral results are probably not going to change anything, and I would love it for Carl to recognise this. He's got on board with Nigel Farage, thinking that Nigel Farage is the only hope, and then the next one will maybe do something a little bit more progressive, or I say progressive, that's what the left-wing terminology is, but I mean progressive in the sense that they're going to start deporting people, getting rid of the fucking foreigners that are diluting this country, that are making this country worse. And I don't mean the good ones, like the ones that are here in the top 5% of earners. I mean just the grifters, the charlatans, the fucking horrible people that still live here. Anyway, point is, I do think Carl is rounding a corner slowly, but he's not quite there yet. But let's keep going.
Harpsichord. Like the pancaking of your platform into absolutely nothing, putting you in third or fourth place, vying for third or fourth place with the Tories, making this a reform liberal democrat country. I can't wait. Like, you don't seem to understand just how excited I am to see you shut the fuck up and get kicked out of fucking politics. Like, you don't understand. You absolute fucking traitors. I don't want to hear from a Labour MP from anywhere, because soon there aren't going to be any Labour MPs anywhere. So just... I think you've mistaken someone who thinks you're a big...
That's not true. The Labour MPs are the same as the Conservative MPs. They're the same as the Green MPs. They're the same as the Reform MPs. They're all the same, guys. They are everywhere. You're not going to kick them out because they're in every single party and they all want the same thing. I showed you in the report a couple of days ago that this ideological movement that is going through Britain right now, this isn't going to stop because we kick one party out. They're in every single party.
It is relevant. But the point is, and I said this from the start, they will not be able to co-opt the St. George's Cross because they do not believe in it. They do not believe the St. George's Cross stands for inclusion and diversity because, of course, it is an explicit statement of England. This is the flag of the English people, and this is why it is their national flag. It belongs to us, not them, and they've got no interest in taking it. Now, the reason that I've always advocated it's got to be the St. George's Cross, not the Union Jack. Not that there's anything wrong with the Union Jack, obviously. It's that they could co-opt the Union Jack. They could say, well, the Union Jack has always represented the four nations of Britain. It is intrinsic.
And that's it. Stop there. Stop allowing them to say that a Bangladeshi or a Pakistani can wave the British flag. They kicked us out of their country. They claimed independence. India claimed independence. They have no right to the British flag anymore. There is not a fucking country on the world that has a right to claim that they're British apart from the four nations. They all kicked us out of their countries. Every single last man, woman and child, they kicked us out. So they do not have a right to claim British identity. They can go fuck themselves.
Intrinsically not a mono-ethnic flag, and therefore we could expand it to be anything. British is the civic identity, and it can include anyone in the world because the British Empire stretched across the entire world. And they're not wrong on that, actually.
Yes, they are.
Not to say that we need to give up the Union Jack or anything like that, But what it means is that the St. George's Cross has a special power. It's exclusive. It is not inclusive.
So I do agree with that, but now the British flag is also exclusive. Again, I don't want to reiterate the same point, but they kicked us out of their own countries. They did exactly what we're talking about doing while they're calling us racist for talking about it. They did that to us. Every single man, woman and child were kicked out of Nigeria, India, Pakistan, all of these countries. They kicked us out. They enacted remigration. They kicked every single one of us out. And now that we want to do the same thing to them, we're terrible racists, we're bad people. Carl needs to get on board with this. And again, I'm trying to, this is a good video for Carl. He is highlighting a really important fact. The English flag is very important to English people, okay? I 100% understand that. It is very important to English people. But the British flag is also important to me personally and a lot of other people that are British. You can't take that from me. If you take that from me, they'll take your English flag next. And we've already seen this in many videos that I posted on this channel. I've talked about this many times. They're already doing it. Rishi Sunak, everyone that... Okay, by the way, Rishi Sunak said that he said he was English, by the way. It was Priti Patel that said she wasn't English and that she could never be English. So, well done, Priti Patel. Fuck you, Rishi Sunak. I'm really tired of this because it's a slippery slope. And as soon as you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Anyway, let's keep going. I've got more points.
Excludes everyone who is not English. And that's why they hate it. And that's why they fear it. Now, remember, a couple of months ago,
the Quislings.
Flags are a symbol of prejudice, not pride, and a distinct air of menace. Yeah. Don't you fucking forget it, Johnny. Don't you forget it. It is a symbol. It's a prejudice in favour of ourselves, in favour of our country. And if you detect a distinct air of menace in that, well, why are you treading on our toes? Why are you trying to take away our country from us?
We know why.
You know you are. We know you are. So let's drop the games. Why are you doing it? Why are you, an Englishman, doing this to us, your countrymen? We're not happy, John. Why aren't you listening? Why are you not listening to us when we say this is spiritually painful for us to have to experience? It puts us in doubt that there will be an England to pass on to our children, John. Why aren't you worried? And that's where you think the distinct air of menace is coming from, doesn't it? Isn't it?
It's because of decades of indoctrination. These people feel like if they claim that their country is their own, they're inherently racist. So they feel guilt. They do. And I've told you guys this. You have to have certain hurdles that you have to push yourself past mentally to be able to recognize that this is a real attack, not just on your identity, but your future. What it means to be an Englishman, what it means to have a country. You need to pass these mental hurdles and move past them. And when I say mental hurdles, I mean these barriers that you don't want to accept. I personally, for years, did not want to accept that my government fucking hate me. They want me to die. They want my ethnicity to end. They want my country to be part of the world or whatever the fuck that means. There's a barrier there, right, that stops you from thinking past that because the realization is so horrible. It is so evil. It is such a dark thought that you do not want to put yourself in that mindset. You do not want to put yourself in the mindset of the people that are doing this to you because it is fucking abhorrent. You would not do that to your worst enemy. And the idea that someone is actually doing this to you and they're the people that are there to protect you. You voted them in there to protect you and your people, and they're actually doing the worst thing possible, the worst thing humanity's ever seen. The destruction of an entire ethno-state, an entire people, an entire race. For ideological reasons, these people are trying to destroy you and wipe you from history. And once you understand that and you get over that hurdle, number one, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be depressed for weeks, right? It's going to fucking kill you. Once you get past that and you realize that these people are fucking evil, they don't care about you. They do not care about you. They They hate you guys. Once you get past that, life becomes a lot easier. You'll be able to say things that you never thought you could say. You'll be able to express your opinions to people that usually would browbeat you into submission. You will be able to say exactly what you want to these people and shut them the fuck up. Because they'll have nothing. Once they've got rid of the racism shit, once they've got rid of the white guilt and the colonialism, all that shit, once they've got rid of the ability to browbeat you into silence, they have nothing on you. You have the power after that. That was a diatribe. Anyway, let's keep going.
You know that actually what you're doing is wrong. Shouldn't be done. Shouldn't be tolerated for any other group of people anywhere else on the planet.
Yes.
But it is for us. You will tolerate it for us. You resentful bigot.
No, he's a race traitor and a fucking racist piece of shit. And he's ginger. I mean, ginger people have enough shit to deal with without having a bunch of, an endless stream of traitors that side with Muslims and these ideological globalist traitors. I do feel sorry for you guys. Your women are stunningly beautiful, though, so keep that.
And it keeps going. The St. George's flags on the nation's streets are causing division and fear, says a police chief. Oh, sorry, Emily Spurrell, chairwoman of the Association of Police and Crime Commissioners. If you think it's sowing fear, you're going to ask yourself why. I mean, if I went to another...
I don't want this video to be too long because people click off. So what I want to stop this. I could have researched Emily Spurrell, but I didn't. I'm going to go back. I think 99% of people wouldn't have seen this, but Carl was mentioning Adam Jogi, the Labour MP, the guy that was really angry about flying the English flag. Well, he works for, what did it say? Blah, 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 blah. Adam Jogi, Labour MP for Newcastle under Tyne. All right, so Adam Jogi, the Labour MP for Newcastle under Lyme, does not appear to have any significant disclosed personal wealth, so he's not super rich, guys. But he did get a personal donation from someone called Anton Di Piero, again, fuck the foreign names, in his delegation trip to Morocco, of all countries, an incredibly Muslim country. That's foreshadowing. Regarding membership in the Fabian Society, a left-leaning think tank associated with the Labour Party, Jogi has been publicly linked to it through events and local branches. For instance, he was mentioned in connection with the North East London Fabians in 2020, and he appeared in 2025 Labour Conference magazine, listing MPs at a Fabian Society-related session. So he's a fucking Fabian, right? That's another thing that I hate him for. And on political donations, Jogi received £10,000 from Labour Together Limited. What is that? Let's have a look. It's funded by millionaires and hedge fund donors. They support integration and citizenship for migrants, emphasising economic advantages. They have publications on AI, climate change, and devolution, and promote technological adaptation, environmental transitions, and regional power sharing. Again, Fabian talking points and UNWEF talking points. And leaked emails have prompted calls for investigations into potential deliberate non-disclosure of donations. So basically, they're getting funded by people that they're not even disclosing, probably from Qatar or Saudi Arabia. Now, again, I just want to mention that Georgie, this guy, is a fucking Muslim. Georgie is Muslim and has strong affiliations with Muslim communities. He was the first Muslim mayor of Haringey, serving as councillor there before becoming an MP. He has spoken in Parliament about the contributions of Muslims to UK communities. I can go on. He is also involved with Labour Friends of Morocco. What a fucking surprise that he had gifts sending him to Morocco. I mean, it's all linked, guys. Go back to the previous video, 2 videos ago now, where there was a paper released about the links with the Muslim Brotherhood in the UK, how all of these people are linked to these Muslim countries out in the Far East. giving donations to these people, changing policies, putting down pressure on local governments. This is a perfect example of it. This is happening. This guy is a fucking Muslim paid for by outside interests influencing local councils within our country. Our country. Not a big-nosed, big-lipped, wide-eared, fucking dead-eyed piece of shit country. It's our country. Look at his eyes, right? Look at his fucking eyes. Do you know what that says to me? That says a guy without a soul. No fucking soul right there. Look at my eyes. You can see in my eyes there's a fire. There's a fucking fire in my eyes and it's burning bright and it's not going to stop. This guy has nothing behind them. And what I'm tired of is these people telling us, right, that we're not allowed to fly our flags. We're not allowed to fly our flag in our country while they're paid to do this by outside interests, fucking Muslims from different countries. Now, YouTube. Not all Muslims are bad, but I do hate the ones that are being paid to be insidious little serpents in my country, persuading people, fellow British people, that they're racist, that they are disgusting people for flying the flag of the English.
Campaign.
I'm tired of this. I'm very tired of this. I think this guy, if you see him in the street, don't hurt him, but make it very, very well known that he's a dirty, garbage human being and he doesn't belong here. I'll see you later. Oh, by the way, Carl Benjamin is a good guy. I just think sometimes he misses the point. That's it. Stop it in the comments, please, because I can't be arsed. Stop being dicks. Stop it.